Hey guys, it's me Tyrannoid here, and I'm here with the Black Ops 3 review I promised about 1 week ago now, so I'm falling behind a bit. Lots of stuff to do, but we're here, and there's a lot to talk about. I've been playing this game for the past year now, and this is probably, in terms of content, the most content-full Call of Duty that they've ever had. Um, there's lots of negatives and there's lots of positives, so we'll get right in here. We'll start talking about. Actually, there's one thing I need to cover first. This game seems to have an always online element about it, since pretty much everything within this game is cooperative. So I will go into that later, but that's a bit of a problem sometimes, and loading up your game can take ages because it has to connect to online services, so that's a bit of a nightmare. But moving straight in, there's the campaign. Now, this campaign is great, well, not great, it's good, but it's also terrible. In terms of story and entertainment, it's probably the worst COD campaign there has ever been. Honestly, it's when you're playing on your own, because this campaign is designed more around the cooperative play. This campaign is rubbish. It really is, and it's not fun to play on your own. It's what I did the first time around, but playing it in cooperative is amazing. Now, all the levels are kind of big, open battlefields, to go along with this whole cooperative thing. And you start the level off in the base, as you can see here, and you basically customize your characters, you customize the weapons, perks, powers, and then you go into battle, and you've all got unique ways of playing it, getting around the different enemy encounters, and that's pretty much it. There's not much variety in this campaign, I will say. Most of the levels are just gunning through armies of robots and troopers and wall running across different services. There is a jet level, which is about one of the only levels that actually changes things up. But that's on rails as well, and that's, to be fair, very, very boring when you've just played the Jackal levels in Infinite Warfare. Now, there is quite a bit of there's intel and things to collect in the campaign, but it's all cosmetic stuff. It's nothing great. It really isn't. And there is story, but the story is, like I said, it's really confusing and complicated. There's loads of plot holes. People have dug deeper to try and find out if it's one of Treyarch doing one of their good old Easter egg hunts for the story thing, but no, the story is terrible in this game. You'll grow tired of this campaign pretty quickly, to be honest. Now, there is, when you actually finish the campaign, a Nightmares mode unlocks, which, as you know, many people have been asking for zombies to get a campaign for years, and they did it, but it's terrible. Basically, it is every single level from the main campaign just reused. They've even reused the same cutscenes, but they've tried to work the new story around those cutscenes. The story's very dull and boring. The levels are just horrible because they're still using some of the enemy types from the main campaign, but they've added zombies in there, and it's just awful. It's nice that they added it in there, and you could play that in cooperative as well, but it's just like an afterthought. They must have just thrown it in the last couple of months or something. But yeah, that's all there is to the campaign, really. There's not much to talk about. But moving on to a couple of extras, there is a free running mode. I guess it's practice for the multiplayer because you're going to be using a free running quite a bit. But there's a few cool free running courses that you can use. There's gameplay here of it. It's pretty neat. It's single player. There's no cooperative. You just run through. You try to beat your time. It's pretty cool. It's just another addition they've added into the game. Now, moving on to zombies. Zombies has changed dramatically this year. I should say last year now because the new COD's out, but it has changed dramatically. It improved from, zombies has improved over the years. It started off as just a basic survive the rounds, and then Black Ops 1 started throwing in these Easter eggs. Then Black Ops 2 added on to that and made it sort of, you actually had goals, missions that were clear for you, and you started leveling up, and now this one's just took it to a whole new level. and the DLCs only improve that. So this is a reason to get the DLCs for this game, unlike the other ones. Um, Basically, you level up like the old ones, but you now have these. You have like gobble gums that are like perks that you can get for each game. You can give yourself 5 gobble gums for the game, and those act as all sorts of power ups. There's too many to go into. They've released even more with the DLC, but you can also now level up your weapons. Which is amazing because you can now, when you pick up a weapon off the wall, if you've customised that and you've leveled it up to gain more attachments, you can pick up a weapon off the wall and it's fully modded with like 6 attachments. It's absolutely brilliant. And the objectives in it as well. There's a clear goal and a clear sense of progression when you're playing zombies now. You're not just playing to survive the rounds. You've got a goal. You can work together with your teammates. It's absolutely amazing. I absolutely love this zombies, and it was addicting just to be able to level up. The leveling up system was a lot better than Black Ops 2. I remember that one being absolutely terrible. I never actually got into that. But before I go on to the multiplayer, there was also the addition of Dead Ops Arcade again. That came back. We haven't seen that since Black Ops 1. It's really good in this one. I didn't like Black Ops 1's Dead Ops Arcade, but this one was really good. Again, you could play it cooperative like pretty much everything on Black Ops 3. And there's also like not much has changed. You're still collecting the jewelry, the gold, and everything. You're picking that up. You're just killing zombies. You're fighting mini bosses, avoiding obstacles. There's also a first-person mode that I'm showing you right here now. That's absolutely amazing. You've got unlimited ammo. You just go around spraying like nuts. But I think it adds a new perspective onto the Dead Ops Arcade. And I think that's what I like about it so much. So, now, the multiplayer. There's a lot to talk about here. There are 55 ranks, and there are 10 prestiges, and there's a master prestige of 1,000 ranks. I have not gone all the way up there. I got the 6th prestige and gave up, because this game is such a mixed bag of coins. There's a lot of game modes and a lot to do here, guys. There's a ranking up mode, there's the private matches, there's the actual the league play, which I've never bothered touching really. But yeah, this is an extensive card. It's massive. The maps are designed around a 3-lane structure, which I really don't like. And there's loads of wall running and places to maneuver and use your movement abilities. But we'll start off with the main difference. You now have characters with special abilities. When you get enough points, these characters get these abilities. These can range from defensive abilities to offensive abilities. They can be very overpowered. But yeah, they're not so much of a pain. There's a few that are, but most of them are balanced. And you don't get them enough, maybe once or twice a game, that it doesn't become too annoying. But in this game, you've got your basic score streaks again, which you've had in all the previous CODs. Get kills and do the objective to earn them. And they're not too overpowered. There's a few that are, like the Raps. They are an absolute nightmare. The Mothership no one hardly gets, and it can easily be blown out of the air. The big difference, and the big improvement for me, was the weapon leveling. The fact that you can level up your guns, just like you could in Black Ops 2, but it felt more like there was more to it. And you can unlock camos, and the camos were so addictive. I found everyone was using a variety of weapons because they wanted the elusive dark matter camo, which I never actually got. My brother actually managed to get that. Somehow, I have no idea. He maxed the levels on all his guns and managed to get dark matter, so bravo to him because it's tough. I managed to get diamond on 4 classes. I needed 3 more to get them on, but I just couldn't do it. Honestly couldn't. It's painfully excruciating, but it's the one thing that kept me playing for as long as I did, and it was really addicting. But besides that, besides the weapon leveling and everything, and the specialist, the game hasn't changed much from previous ones. Because COD's got a formula. COD sticks to the formula. It's a winning formula. They still have the overpowered crap. Every COD's had that since COD 4. But it still works, and the movement system has just changed it just enough for it to become fresh, and after a year it does become irritating though. I think though, overall, the biggest killer, the thing that COD needs to stop doing, and I swear if they add this to COD 4, I'm done. They need to get rid of supply drops, because supply drops came in Advanced Warfare, and I'll talk more about this in my review for that game. But basically, you would earn supply drops from games, just as you do in this. You earn crypto keys. When you get 10, you can buy a common supply drop. You get 30, you get rare. But they're so random. You could spend £600 of real money and you could earn nothing, or you could earn every single weapon that keeps dropping into the game, because they were dropping weapons, camos, attachments, emblems, everything in this. But because they were adding in these weapons that you were most likely never going to get, it broke the game. It broke the balance of the game when most people only had the standard weapons, and then some were running around with these special overpowered weapons that you had a 1 in 1 million chance of getting. And they need to stop that. This whole pay-to-win scenario is absolutely ruining what was one of my favourite multiplayer shooter franchises. It's just absolutely destroying it. But that's actually it, guys. There's really not much more I can talk about that wouldn't just be going over what you already know about COD. The campaign is okay. The campaign for this is okay. You've got the zombies, which is absolutely fantastic. The best it's ever been. The zombies is a reason to buy this game. And I guess the campaign is if you like to play co-op. And the multiplayer for this is better than Advanced Warfare, but not as good as previous ones. It was very fast-paced, and it was very good for competitive game modes. Like, I had some really good competitive games where I just nailed my head down and was like, yeah, we're going to win this game. Like, I had quite a lot of good games like that, and a lot of memories built on this over the past year. But its whole pay-to-win scenario with supply drops, adding in bullshit weapons, it just stopped this from becoming one of the great ones. So that's my review over and done with for this, guys. Sorry it took so long. Next one I'm hoping to do is Advanced Warfare. I want to get all the Call of Duties out of the way first, and then we can move on to something else. So I've got Advanced Warfare and Ghost left. They won't take as long because there's not as much content in those games. So yeah, next one will be Advanced Warfare. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, then feel free to press that like button and that subscribe button, you know, the big red one. If you didn't, by all means, please tell me how I can improve future videos. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, guys.